Hello guys, yeah, so these days I am making some videos of me going through some of the primary 6 SA2, that means end of the year exam papers from previous years. So today I'm going to go through this paper from Catholic High School, okay, P6 SA2, okay. P6 means primary 6, SA2 means end of the year, okay. And this paper was set in 2019, okay. This year is, and today is 2020 and 24th March. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go through the first 15 questions from paper 1, booklet A. So they are all MCQ questions, multiple choice questions. So let's take a look at the first question. So over here it says, what does the digit 7 in 65.47 stand for? So basically you have 65.47 here, okay. The important thing here is you have to identify the decimal point first, okay. So this is the decimal point, and to the left of the decimal point you have 5 as the ones position, and then you have 6 as the tens position, and you don't have anything beyond 6, right? So therefore now let's look at the right side of the decimal point, okay. The first digit on the right side of the decimal point is the first decimal place. So this is the first decimal place, and this indicates the tens position. Therefore this is the second decimal place, so I'm going to use short form, and 7 indicates the hundredths position, and subsequently, okay. So therefore in this case the digit 7, which is here, it clearly stands for the hundredths position. So therefore you should choose what? You should choose 4. Okay. So please note that the difference between hundredths versus hundredths. Okay? Hundredths here means 100. Okay? And over here hundredths. Okay? It means 1 over 100. Okay? So in this case, the digit 7 is clearly on the right side of the decimal point, and therefore it indicates the hundredths position. That's why I chose option 4. Okay. Next, how many 6 are there in 3 and 5 over 6? Before I choose the answer for this question, I would like to give you a similar example. So how many $2 are there in $10? So how are you going to solve this? How are you going to solve this question? Okay, so normally what I teach my students is, you have a $10 which is represented by a block, and then you have to ask yourself how many $2 is inside this $10, okay, and subsequently, right? And therefore to find how many $2 are there in $10, what you need to do is you use $10, you divide by 2, and you should get 5 $2 inside $10, and you use division here. So similarly in this case, so by the way 1/6 is 1 over 6, okay. So we just need to take 3 and 5 over 6 divided by 1 over 6. Okay, and you need to change this proper fraction into improper fraction. So you will get 23 over 6. When you divide by 1 over 6, is as good as times 6 over 1. Okay, therefore if you cancel the 6 here, and you should get 23. Okay, therefore you should choose option 3 as your answer. Okay, next, so over here you have this: Justin attended an arrangement class for 1 hour and 55 minutes and he left the class at 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. here is the ending time. Okay, and what time did he arrive at the enrichment class? So you are asked to find the starting time. Okay, so now you have 5 p.m. and then the class lasted for 1 hour and 55 minutes, right? And by the way, you should see that, so this is your hour portion of the time, and let me use a different color. So this is the hour portion of the time, and this is the minute portion of the time. Okay, and you clearly see that your this minute here can't minus 55. Okay, so what do you do then? You should borrow 1 from 5. Okay, so before you do that, you should know that 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes, right? So you borrow 1 hour from 5. So you borrow 1 from 5, so you get 60 minutes here. And when you borrow 1 from 5, and you are left with 4. Okay? And therefore, you can start to minus. 60 minus 55, you get 5. And then 04 minus 01, you get 3. So the answer is 3:05 p.m. So the starting time is 3:05. Okay? So you should choose option 1. Okay? So far so good? So this question is about starting time and ending time. Okay? Next. The question says, which one of the following is likely to be the height of the monkey bars measuring from the bar to the ground? So if this is the monkey bar and you are asked to estimate, okay, you are asked to estimate. So how do you do estimation? So what do you do is you have to estimate it this way. So you just imagine there is a person, okay, who is going to cross from the left hand side to the right hand side. Okay, and what you do here is you can see that if a person is hanging, okay, if the person is hanging, grabbing the bars here and is hanging in the air, and the person should have some gaps before his legs can touch the ground. Okay, so the person here, what's the average height of a person for primary 6 students? So what is the average height of a P6 student? Okay, so my estimate is about 1.3 meter. Okay, so and you still have some gap before the person's leg to the ground. Okay, so definitely the height here is more than 1.3 meter, right? So I'm looking at all the options here. Okay, I should choose what? I should choose 2 meters. Okay, because 2 meters makes complete sense. Okay, 20 meters doesn't make sense because 20 meters is the height of um, 4 to 5 stories, so 20 meters is the height of 4 to 5 stories buildings. Okay, so that's why you should choose option 2, which is 2 meters, which is more than 1.3 meters. Okay, next, what is the value of this when y equals to 3? So this question is the simplest. All you need to do is you replace your y with 3. Okay, so what do you have here? You have 10 minus 2 times 3 is 6. So you get 4 plus 1, and the final answer should be 5. So you should choose option 2. Okay, very simple. Next, okay, this question, so this is a bar chart, by the way. So you need to be able to read bar chart in primary 6. And over here, the horizontal axis represents the number of chicken nuggets eaten by each child. Okay, so over here, the vertical axis represents the number of students or number of children. Okay, so over here, if you look carefully, you should see that the gap here is from 0 and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 12, 14. So you have 14 children who ate 0 nuggets. Okay, and over here you should see that 12 children ate 1 chicken nugget, and over here you have 30 here, and then 32, 34, and 36. So you have 36 children ate 2 chicken nuggets. And over here you have, so if this is 30, you have 30 children who ate 3 chicken nuggets. And lastly, you have, so over here is 10. So you have 12, 14, 16, and 18. So you have 18 children who ate 4 chicken nuggets. Okay, now the question asks, how many children ate 2 or more chicken nuggets each? 2 or more means 2 is included. So you just have to tally the 2, 3, and 4. So you have 36 children who ate 2, 30 children who ate 3, and then 18 children who ate 4 chicken nuggets. And all you need to do is you need to add them up, and you should get 84. Okay, so you choose option 4. And now, question 7. How many more children ate chicken nuggets than those who did not? So how many children who did ate 0 chicken nugget? So 0 is 14. Right? Now, how many more children ate chicken nuggets then? Let me clear my throat first. Okay. Okay, so you have 14 children who ate 0 chicken nugget, and then you have, so you have what? You have 12 plus 36, 30, and 18. So you know that these 3 add up to 84, right? Which is calculated here. So 12 plus 84, which gives you what? It gives you 96. So you just compare the difference between 14 and 96. So what you need to do is you 96 minus 14, and you should get 82. So you should choose option 3 for question 7. Okay, simple. Next, question 8. Over here it says you have A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, and then O is here. And which point when joined to O is perpendicular to MN? So basically, you need to know what's the meaning of perpendicular. Okay, perpendicular means 90 degree. Okay, so you need to find a line that is perpendicular. You need to find a line that is perpendicular to MN. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to draw a line, okay, to see which line that you form from O to any point among A, B, C, D that will give you a 90 degree to MN. So clearly OA will not give you a perpendicular, OA will not give you a 90 degree angle, right? So if you test it out, so when you join O to B, okay, when you join O to B, okay, and you will see that this is a 90 degree angle, okay, you can actually test it. Okay, you can test it. Okay, so yeah, so when you join O to B, you get a 90 degree angle here. Okay, so therefore you choose option 2. Okay, and the rest A, C, D will not be perpendicular to MN. Okay, next. Over here it says the price of a pair of shoes is $80 before 5% discount. So what it means is $80 is your 100%. And then with a 5% discount, which means you only need to pay 95%, right? Because 5% discount means you use 100%, you minus 5%. So you only need to pay 95%. Okay? So if 100% is $80, 95% is how much? Okay, what you need to do is you just take 80 times 95%. Okay, and you should get what? You should get, you can do it this way, 80 times 0.5. So 58 give you 40, 8, 9, 72, 76, and then therefore you have this 0 here. Okay, and you have 2 decimal places here, that's why you cancel the 2 zeros. Okay, so the answer is 76. Okay, and therefore you should choose option 2. So the price of the pair of shoes after discount should be $76. Okay, next. Which one of the following fraction is larger than 1/4? Okay, so all you need to do is you need to find out 1/4. What's the equivalent decimal number of 1/4? And if you are quick enough, you should know that 1/4 is 0.25. Okay, and therefore what you do is, okay, over here, if you simplify option 2, you should get 1/4, and 1/4 is definitely not larger than 1/4, so this option is out. And what we need to do is we just need to test 1, 3, and 4. Let's test with 1 first. So what you do is you do long division, 7 over 27. So you start with a 0, and then can you put a 3 here? No, you can't, so you can only put a 2, and you should get 54. And then you are left with what? 16. And then over here you can put a 5, and then you get what? 5, 7, you get 35. 2, 5, you get 10, so you get 13. And you are left with what? You are left with 2, 5, 0. And then you can put a 7 here, or you can put an 8. Let me test 8 first. 7, 8 is what? 7, 8 is 56. 2, 8 is, okay, actually you can put a 9. Okay, so can you put a 9? Let's test. So 7, 9 is 63. 2, 9 is 18. 18 plus 6 is 24. Oh yes, you can. And you have a remainder of 7. So therefore, clearly this is approximately 0.259. And I don't have to continue because I know that this is definitely larger than 1/4. Okay, and the rest you can go and test it out. Okay, and they should be smaller than 1/4. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the option 3 and 4. Next, so over here, just now we talked about what? Just now we talked about one type of chart, which is a bar chart. Okay, so this is a bar chart. Okay, and this question is about pie chart. Okay, so for a pie chart, you should know that you should note that a circle is 360 degree. Okay, a full circle is 360 degree, and if you have 90 degree here, which means 90 degree out of 360 degree, which is 1/4 of the circle. So therefore, for the blue here, it occupies 1/4 of the circle. Okay, and therefore, if you look at this question, it says what? In a survey, each pupil was asked to name a favorite color. So clearly, 1/4 of the pupils prefers a blue because it takes 90 degree of the entire circle. Okay, and 90 degree out of 360 degree is actually 1/4. Okay, that's how I get 1/4 here. And now it says 15 pupils chose blue. What it means is this 1/4 is actually equal to 15 pupils. Okay, so if 1/4 is equal to 15 pupils, so what it means is the entire circle, which means the entire circle, if 1/4 is equivalent to 15 pupils, right? So the entire circle, which is 1, should be 60 pupils. Okay, how do you get 60? You should take 15 divided by 1/4, and 15 divided by 1/4 is 15 times 4/1, and you should get 60. That's how you get 60 here. Okay, now the question asks how many pupils chose purple. So you just have to do what? You just have to find out how many pupils chose red. So 310 times 60, you get 18. And then over here, times 60, you get 6. So all you need to do is you take 60 minus 15, which is here, which chose blue, and then you minus the 18, and then you minus the 6. Okay, and you should end up with so let me do a simple calculation here. 60 minus 15 is 45. 45 minus 18 is 27. 27 minus 6 is 21. So the answer is 21. Okay, so the answer is 21. 21 pupils chose purple as their favorite color. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Very simple. Okay, over here, you have a question that says you have a wheel here, and then Davian roll a toy car wheel from point P, which is here, on the floor towards a wall, which is here. Okay, and the wheel with center O had a diameter of 6 cm. Okay, so that means basically you have this, and then this is 6. So if the diameter is 6, the radius is equal to 3, because diameter divided by 2 is equal to the radius. So therefore 6 divided by 2 is 3, right? So your radius is actually 3 cm. Okay, now there was a distance of 156 between point P and the wall. Okay, so first thing first, let's find out the perimeter of the wheel first. Okay, how do you find the perimeter of the wheel? So since the wheel is a circle, to find the perimeter of a circle, you take 2 pi r. Okay, so you have 2 times pi times r, which is 3, so you should get 6 pi, right? So which means if you start now, so let's do it here. Let's redraw the diagram. Okay, so if you go 1 round, so right now you go 1 round, so you go 1 round means you start from here, and if you go 1 round, Okay, it should cover 6 pi. Okay, so you just need to find out what? You just need to find out how many 6 pi is there in this 156. But you should know that your this view will finally touch the wall in this manner. Am I right? Am I right? So therefore, the view from here, it go to here, right? So that means the view has traveled what? The view has traveled only 156 minus 3, which is 153, because you still have this, which is the radius of the circle, right? So you still have this 3 centimeter, which is not traveled. So therefore your answer should be 153 divided by 6 pi. Okay, so you should choose 1. Okay, so remember, okay, you don't travel this 3 cm here, because you can't go into the wall, right? I mean, the view cannot go into the wall. Next, question 13. Over here it says Hector had a bag of sweets after giving 35 sweets to his classmates. So let's say you start with T number of sweets. So let the T be the number of sweets. Okay, so after giving away 35, so this one is gave away, and what you have is T minus 35, right? Now it says 2/5 of the remainder to his neighbors. So 2/5 of the remainder. So 2/5 of this one. To what? Okay, to the neighbors. Okay, so 3/5 of the remainder is left now, right? So he was left with 1/4 of the bag of sweets he had at first. So that means what? That means here is equivalent to 1/4 of the initial number of sweets. Okay, right? So now you can start to form an equation, which is 3/5. Of means times T minus 35 equals to 1/4 T, right? So in this case, you have to open the brackets. So the first arrow will give you 350, the second arrow will give you 21, and then you should get 1/4 T. And what you do next is you need to park all the T one side and the non-T the other side. So what you do is you have this 0.6 T, so you move the 1/4 T to this side. So when you move it over, what you do is plus 1/4 T here, you move to the other side, so it becomes minus. Okay, and therefore this minus 21, you move it to the right, minus 21, you move it to the right, you get positive 21. And you are left with what? You are left with 0.6 minus 0.25 T, I mean 0.6 T minus 0.25 T is 0.35 T equals to 21. Okay, and therefore you can actually use T is equal to 21 divided by what? 35 over 100. So when you divide by this, 35 over 100 is times the reciprocal of it. That means you flip it up and down. So you have 7, 3, 7, 5, 5, 25, 1. So the answer is 60. So the question asks, how many sweets did Hector give away? So T is equal to 60. So first he gave away 35, and then he gave away this much. So I need to find out this much, right? So 2/5 times T minus 35, which is 60 minus 35, right? So it's 2/5 times 25, and you should get what? 10. Okay, so 35 and 10, you add them up, you get 45. So he gave away a total of 45 sweets. Okay? Next. Over here, it says a rectangular paper. So you have a rectangular paper here. And this paper is folded into this shape. Okay? And then you are asked which of the following statements are true. So now let's look at SRO. Where's SRO? This is SRO. And then PQR. Where's PQR? PQR. This is PQR. Okay? So whether this statement is true or not true. Okay? So now you need to make use of some of the rules you should have learned so far, and one of them is this. So this is called angle 1 equals to angle 2, which is opposite angle. Okay, this is one of the rules you should have learned by now. So therefore you can see that this angle should be equal to this angle, right? And this is a rectangle, right? Therefore this is 90, right? So if this is 90, therefore this angle plus this angle should be 90, right? Because 180 minus angle RPQ is equal to the sum of angle PRQ plus angle PQR, right? And this P in this RPQ, okay, this RPQ happen to be 90 degree, right? Okay, so angle PRQ plus PQR is equal to 90 degree. Okay, and therefore the first statement is correct. Okay, because this angle plus this angle is equal to 90 degree. The reason is this angle and this angle, they are equal. Okay, therefore these two add to 90 as well. Okay, if these two add to 90. Okay, so statement A is correct. Next is ask ORQ. Where's ORQ? So let me tidy up the diagram first. ORQ here. It asks if this ORQ is an isosceles triangle. So how do we test? If this is an isosceles triangle, how do we test? So we need to test whether this angle is equal to this angle, right? So for an isosceles triangle, angle 1 is equals to angle 2, right? Okay, so this is the property of isosceles triangle, right? So what you need to do is you need to prove whether this angle, and this angle, they are the same. How do you do it? Okay, you can do it this way. Okay, so now you can see that this angle is actually equal to what? This angle is actually equal to this angle. Okay, right? And now, so you just need to ask yourself, so what is this angle? This angle is this angle. Am I right? Am I right? So now, can you see that this angle and this angle is the same? What's the reason? The reason is your Z. Okay? If you remember, you have a parallel lines, and then this angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Okay? And you use alternate angle rule. Okay? So therefore angle 1 is equal to angle 2 here. So therefore what it means is this is your angle 1, right? This is your angle 1, right? Can you see? This is your angle 1. Okay, so if this is your angle 1, this is your angle 2, right? So clearly angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Okay, so if angle 1 is equal to angle 2, so that means this is an isosceles triangle. So that means statement B is also correct. Okay, so seems like option 4 is the answer, but let's test whether C is correct or not. It says the area of the rectangular paper OPQS, which means what? Which means this OPQS, this area, is equal to the area of this OSRPQ. Let's see. OSRPQ. OSRPQ. The figure OSRPQ. So OSRPQ. So what do you think? Are they the same? The answer is no. Okay, so they are not the same. Okay, so you should choose option 4. Okay, next, this is the last question, 15. So you have two identical rectangles, so means this rectangle A B H G, and then you have another rectangle E D G F. Okay, they are identical, and you have BC equals to CH. This is equal to this, and what fraction of the figure is shaded? Okay, what fraction of the figure is shaded? Okay, so how do you do this question? Okay, there are many ways to do this question, but let's start with this first. If this is your C and this is equal, right? So what it means is your this shaded area is actually 1/4. Can you see 1/4 of the entire rectangle, right? You can count, right? This is 1, this is another 1, another 1, another 1. Okay, so your this area of triangle CHG is 1/4 of the triangle, right? So now, if this is 1/4 of the triangle, so that means this is 3 units of the triangle. I mean, if this is 1/4 of the rectangle, so the empty part here is 3 units of the rectangle. So similarly, this empty parts is 3 units of the rectangle. And it says what fraction of the figure is shaded, right? So you have, so what's the total? The total is actually 3 plus 1 plus 3, which is 7. And then one of it is shaded, therefore you choose option 3. Okay? So 1 out of 7 is shaded. So therefore it asks what fraction of the figure is shaded, so it's 1 out of 7. Therefore the answer is 1/7. Okay? So I hope after these 15 questions and you have a very good understanding of all the 15 questions from this 2019 Catholic High School P6 end of the year paper. Okay, so if you need more help, you can actually contact me. Okay, you can actually contact me. I can be reached. Okay, let me go to this. Okay, I can be reached at WhatsApp at this number, or you can also look for me. Okay, let me write it properly. Okay, you can also look for me on Facebook or YouTube under this name. Okay, YOUKANG, and then with a space, remember, with a space, and then LU. Okay, so you can reach me either by WhatsApp or Facebook or YouTube. Okay, hope you have enjoyed my video so far, and see you next time. Bye bye.